Good day to everyone. Welcome to Dhamma Talks on World Buddhist TV, organized by Buddhist Sangha Youth of Thailand. So it's a great honor to have Venerable and Novice Jim. I believe all of you, the viewing audience, you're familiar with him. The author's time maybe last 1 or 2 months ago. We have a good time with him sharing the Dhamma, especially spirituality, about Buddhism, his experience, his spiritual journey, or even his sense of humor, on Buddhism, and that's why his excellent works about Buddhist humor right now. Maybe some of you would like to learn and to know more about him. So, Novice Jim, welcome back to the TV show.
Oh, sawadee-ka.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Yeah. Are you okay?
It's very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
The experience of being a novice is quite different than what I had expected.
Oh, really?
Yes, in pleasant ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we had our earlier talks, I said that it might not be a good idea for me to do this because it might be so attractive and appealing I may not reconsider.
Yeah.
Which is a different way of perceiving the choice.
Yeah.
In fact, even in my earlier Buddhist experiences in the last 40 years, I've been asked to either be a lama or a teacher.
Oh, okay.
And I declined that because I wished to do my own meditations, and I didn't want to be distracted by those kinds of responsibilities.
Yeah.
I felt that they were, in fact, too distracting in a formal, traditional sense from my meditational practices.
Excellent. So, is your first time to have experience or to be ordained as a novice?
I was a novice at the Chan Center at the Mission District in San Francisco for quite a period of time, where we did what are called hard practices, which you get up at 4.
That's, you mean the Zen tradition?
No, it was Chinese Chan.
Oh, Chinese Chan, I see. Oh, Chinese Chan.
And Venerable Master Xuan Hua in San Francisco, who attracted, for the most part, PhDs.
Really?
And it was extremely academic, very austere. In San Francisco Mission District, it's cold all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And at that time, they had been given a old furniture factory made out of brick, and they painted it kind of a dark gray to liven things up. And so it's cold and gray and dark and smoky with incense and old Chinese Buddhist statues, and it was very traditional, very austere. The monks cooked for 6 days a week, and the food was impossible to describe. You had no idea what you were eating. I said in my Buddhist humor book is you just kind of hoped it was food, or that your stomach knew what this was and could do something with it. On Sundays in the Chan Center, the women from Chinatown would cook for the monks.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the most extraordinary food you imagined in the very traditional old Chinese.
Yeah.
And you ate on Sunday for the entire week if you knew what was good for you.
Okay.
And but that was my early experience with a novice conditions. With the Mahayana, the novice conditions are quite a bit different. They're significantly more secular
Oh, I
and
see.
I lived with the Tibetan Lamas for about 6 years.
How different between the novice and upashaka as you take a vow? I mean, as a upashaka or lay person, we call a Buddhist, and take the precept. In Thai tradition, we have the upashaka, or one who in the white clothes,
Yes.
and then they take the 8 precepts, and that they very get close to the monks, maybe to serve monks in a monastery, or even they practice some kinds of meditation. Is half between, the bridge between the world and the spiritual or the monastic life. That's a kind of Thai upashaka, or one who take the 8 precepts. What about you?
From Mahayana and Hinayana, the precepts are the same.
Oh, really?
They call upasaka chopan
Mm-hmm.
in Tibet, which
Yeah.
means temple servant,
I
which
see.
you need to emphasize servant here. Because mostly you do what the lamas need to be done. Oddly enough, in 1970, early 1970s,
Yeah,
the Tibetan lamas came from Dharmasala, India.
right.
And they had actually journeyed almost 2,000 miles from Kham, Tibet, through Kathmandu and into India
Right,
during the 1960s.
right, at that time.
And one of the lamas, Gyaltsen Rinpoche, was from Bellevue, Canada. The Canadian government actually brought them over, 50 families, and he came to Berkeley from Canada. Dudrupchen Rinpoche came from Sikkim as Lama Jikse.
Yeah,
Now, what was nice is that at that time, the lamas couldn't figure out where the bathrooms were in the West,
in the West.
because the bathroom doors looked like just any other doors. And it was like a miracle. I would go to a door and open it up, and there was a bathroom. And it was like I manifested it out of a wall.
Yeah.
And they actually included me because I was able to do that.
Oh.
And it was completely, it was almost like a miracle to open this door and have them find something they needed. And I made sure they found one every couple of hours.
Yeah.
And so making yourself useful is one way of staying around with the lamas. It's one of the meditations. If you want to be there, make yourself indispensable. And finding bathrooms was an indispensable condition in the early 70s until they figured this out. I think I did other things, driving
So
them about.
you have through, got through some, many traditions, several traditions, whether it be Tibetan or Vajrayana tradition, or even Chan, Chinese Chan, or even Zen. I have heard you have experience with Zen. Right now you are, have experience with, Theravada tradition. In your opinion, what kinds of, meditation, or what kinds of experience you think as you want to learn more, or you want to understand more, or something like that?
What the Chopan tradition and the Upasaka tradition, within all of these traditions, are very much the same. Putting the robes on in this regard in Thailand is different in a number of respects.
I see.
For example, I'm now living in a Buddhist country
Right.
that has a long history of Buddhist tradition.
Yeah. About 800 years. Yeah.
Yes, that's with the Thais.
Right.